Hey everyone, welcome back for another video. This is going to be part 11 of my first ever Unreal Project series, which I'm almost wanting to call this a video game now. It's getting really close, it really is. I started feeling that way the last couple days about it. So in the last video, I showed you guys how I added the bow and the torch. At least the first iteration of those. I don't have a torch on me. Alright, so let's go craft one. I do have the bow on me. Alright, cool. You guys are probably seeing a whole bunch of new stuff going on, and I'm going to explain all that in 1 second. But first things first. Oh, I do have a torch on me. It's right here. It's on my back. Alright, so one thing I was realizing is the torch and the bow are kind of like doing the same thing. They kind of have like weapon effects happening when you equip them. The torch has like a light and a particle effect. The bow has a visual effect and a camera effect happening. And I was like, well, you know, like I need to do a check somewhere in the game that checks all these different situations about how you can unequip this item. So this went in my inventory because I wasn't here. Okay, that's kind of weird. We need to look at that. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so you have these effects that happen when you equip these, right? And there's a lot of different ways to unequip this. Like you can double click the shield and it unequips it. You could drag the torch off and it unequips it. You could drag the shield on top of this and it unequips it. So there's all these different things that the game is doing, different codes that are happening to unequip this torch. And I kind of need to do a check in all those different places to see if the torch is unequipped or not to turn off the fire correctly. And I'm still looking for like some magical spot where I can just do it one check somewhere and it checks like every situation. And I'm hoping to find that spot because eventually when I have armor that say like you have boots that increase your movement speed, or like, you know, it just adds an armor value. I'm going to need to, when I remove these items, I'm going to need to remove that armor value from my character. I'm going to need to remove that movement speed from my character. There's going to be a lot of other situations that I'm going to have to remove effects. Not just like visual effects, you know, but like effects like armor and like movement speed and like maybe something that increases health or does like fire armor or something, you know. And when you remove that item, you want it to remove that effect like right away. You don't want it to do it like when you hit R or something like that, you know. So I'm gonna have to find that magical spot where it you know, I can do a check one time and it will remove it like right away. So I'm still looking for that, and hopefully I get it. But for now, I actually found a kind of like bandage, a safety net kind of thing to remove the fire, and it seems like it works in almost every situation. So like if I get the fire out, and it does it with the bow too, and I do this shield, obviously I have a bug right now, but like some games have had situations like this, and then what do you usually do? You unequip and equip again, right? And it goes away. So like, you know, like I've tested it in a lot of different situations, and it seems to work in all of them if I just keep equipping and unequipping. And same with the bow. So like if I have this and I take this off, see I still have it, but if I hit R, it just goes away. Or if I have it out and I equip something else, it's still up there, I hit R, it goes away. So I found like kind of like a bandage, which is a good thing, because down the road, if I have some bug happen that I overlooked where like I take armor off and the effect is still on there or something, maybe hitting R, you know, will like still take that off. I don't think it'll work for armor, but like it should work for all the weapons the way I'm doing this check. And it looks like we're dying. So I'm gonna kind of jump into the next thing, which in the last video I showed you the crafting benches. I added these crafting benches, so I went through and added seconds to them because you get XP based off of seconds now, and you know, everything has that. And I added a bunch of food because now the hunger is a lot different, and we're gonna die if we don't. So I'm gonna eat chicken, I'm gonna eat a cheese, I'm gonna eat a cabbage, I'm gonna drink a water, and it takes a second for it to update. There, it just updated. Right now I'm not trying to update it right away because I'm not trying to cast too many times, and right now this is on a 5-second tick. It updates every 5 seconds, and I could make it update every second, but then I'm gonna have to adjust all the drain, like your thirst drain, and then you no longer have a hunger drain. I should actually craft some health potions because I was super dying there. And we might be able to look at this while that's crafting. Yeah. Okay, so in the last video I showed you the first little thing of this, the first little glimpse of the skill page here, and at the bottom we had you know, a more advanced hunger system, and I'm glad to report that this works pretty well, pretty freaking well. Alright, so let's heal up here before I accidentally die trying to show you guys this. Kind of cool how the cooldowns work. No pun intended. Alright, so you know, we got skills, but let's talk about the protein, carbs, fats, and vitamins. So now, and I also adjusted the detail panel because I couldn't remember what all these added, since they add all these different things now. I couldn't like remember and I added mushrooms and all kinds of stuff. So they, each one adds you know, a different value for each of these, and also for thirst now. So like you see cabbage here up in the top right, up here, you can see thirst, it actually adds 10 thirst. None of them add hunger. You see hunger is actually blank on all of them. I'm probably just going to remove that variable so it doesn't confuse people that it adds hunger. But then on the right side you can see how much protein, carbs, fats, vitamins it adds, each one. And I kind of just went through and just kind of winged it, but also tried to make them, give it a little variety, you know. I actually have a mushroom that's a red one that that almost like it kills you, it hurts you really bad and lowers a bunch of stuff, which actually works. It's pretty neat. I'll show you it here. Let's drop some stuff. We don't need all this stuff on us. Here, let's just eat some of these mushrooms. Oh no, I just dropped that because I'm always trying to equip them that way. I'm gonna change that. I think I thought of a system to do it to where it won't confuse me anymore. Alright, so let's unequip that. Let's unequip that. Let's eat some stuff, clear up some inventory. Let's eat this fish. The fish gives a little bit of fat. I don't remember what that mushroom gave. Do another health potion. Yeah, where's my water? There it is. Alright, we're equipping over there. Let's craft one of those. So you can just craft all the food in here right now, which doesn't make any sense, but it's the only way to keep my dojo all clean. So the raw red mushroom. And this was also making me realize once I started adding these that I'm going to need 2 versions of everything. I'm going to need like a raw and cooked version of everything. So I started doing that ahead of time. Some things I didn't, you know, I'm not making both versions right now, but you know, like these are cooked. Like I guess cheese isn't going to have like a raw and cooked version, but everything else I just made raw for right now. I guess I could make cooked versions of all this, but they're going to have different stats, I guess, right? Like I don't know. Starting to have to think about that now. Didn't really think about it till now, but we'll figure that out. Oh crap, I hit escape instead of... Did I still have my mushroom? Yeah, cool, it saved it. Alright, so Ooh, I got a level. I'm level 11. Yay. So this mushroom right here hurts you. Hurts you pretty bad. So like, here, let's eat a potato. Do we have potatoes? Yeah. Here. Yeah, we can equip. We can double click because I guess our panel is still up here even. Okay. So let's refill our carbs. Alright, so we're kind of getting a little full there. Let's eat this red mushroom. Boom. Just lowered our health, our stamina, our hydration, and our hunger dropped like a rock too. I could probably make it do a lot more. I didn't want to make it like, you know, put you in critical mode for eating one red mushroom, but I did want it to like significantly like damage you. So you know, I can adjust all this stuff later too. No big deal. I'm definitely gonna have to adjust the drain rate for the food. It seems like it drains pretty fast right now, which is good for testing. That way I don't have to just kind of sit here. But I am gonna have to probably lower this quite a bit because it's a little much. I feel like once you start playing the game and things slow down a little bit. But yeah, that's a pretty cool system. I added I didn't add the detail panel up here. This has been in the game, but I made it a little bit more advanced. I'm gonna have to go through and you can see some things popping up here because right now I was like, I think I only have 3 categories of items. I have like consumables, I have weapons and armor, but I forgot I have materials, and I need to make a category for this. It's gonna be ammo. So that kind of reminded me I need to do that. I need to make some more categories for these because each category has something different pop up. Like weapon categories has like the damage, speed, range, and damage type pop up. And I see I need to add damage types for the hatchet and pickaxe, I think, because see like melee and then ranged, but this isn't actually like melee. You don't do like like damage with it to like an enemy. This is just gonna do like tree damage. Maybe if I can figure out a way to do 2 types of damage, I'll do that, but I don't know how to do that for right now, so we're just gonna do tree damage with these and rock damage with this. And yeah, you can see each of the food items has the health, stamina, in case it's like this right here, like a health potion. See, this does health. I don't have any stamina potions on me, but most of these things aren't going to give you health or stamina. I guess I can make the food give you a little bit of stamina. That wouldn't be a bad idea. But yep, we got a little details panel. I'm gonna keep expanding that. Yeah, the torch is weird because it thinks it's a shield piece in the offhand, a piece of armor. It doesn't even know what type of armor it is. I could maybe make it like a armor type utility or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, we're starting to kind of get into some cool stuff. Oh, geez, I was about to end the video and I didn't even go into the experience, which was, this is what I've been working on for like 2 days straight right here. I've had a couple of days off from work and I've been real excited about the game, and I just went like full tilt into this. This right here took a long time to do. These are 16 skills, and each skill has 3 variables, plus you have your player level, so that would be 17. So you're getting almost up to 60 variables just for the skills. And that's 60 variables that I have to save and 60 variables that I have to load, which is kind of crazy. This is actually, we're going to stop the game. This is actually the load and the save, and these are all the variables that you load and save, and there's going to be a lot more that I have to add. I think I'm kind of like crashing my game doing this. So like those are all those variables, all these skills: mining skill, max, mining level, all the different skills. And we also have new protein, carbs, fats, And we're going to be adding some more stuff. So we have quite a bit of variables here that we're saving and loading in the game to make all this work. Another thing to make the skills work. Okay, I was about to say we should have a little bit more hunger than that. Another thing to make the skills work is you need ways to get XP. So once I started going into this, like I added mining and wood cutting. That's pretty simple, right? You get it from the trees. So when I'm harvesting trees, you get wood cutting XP. Pretty simple to add. Gathering is probably going to be like picking up bushes, collecting crops, and digging with the shovel, which I'm probably going to add the shovel soon. I started realizing, there's not really a lot of things you can collect with the shovel. Like you can do like clay, you can do sand, and I think I'll do mud also. So there's not really a lot of nodes I need to add. I can add those 3 nodes like right away. I can add like a wooden shovel and a metal shovel and be like almost done with it. That can be the complete, shovel system almost. So I'm probably going to add that kind of soon and tie that to the gathering skill, as well as collecting like bushes and crops to the gathering skill. But other than the mining and wood cutting and gathering, those are pretty much the only collecting skills you have that get XP. Most of these skills are crafting skills, like blacksmithing. That's going to be like anvil and like furnace. Carpentry, that's going to be like the carpentry bench and the sawmill. Cooking, that's the campfire. If I add like a stove or something like that. Fishing is going to be way down the road. I'm going to need a fishing pole, and I'm going to have to add like a fishing mechanic. And, of course, you'll get fishing XP by doing that. Pottery is going to be like the kiln. The kiln's going to be over here. And a pottery wheel for like processing sand into glass and clay into ceramics. As well as, I don't know, anything else I might think of for that. It's kind of like a small, lackluster skill, which I was actually realizing my tailoring and leatherwork skill are also lackluster skills. They're going to kind of be tucked away back here, these 2 buildings back there. And I don't really plan on adding a whole bunch of like if you played Soul Mask, you'll know that they have like 20 types of thread and like 20 types of leather in their game. And once you start playing it, at first it's like, oh, this is cool because there's a couple different types when you start out. But then once you get in game, there's a million different types, and it's like it becomes just a little too much. And it's to the commoner who plays video games, like they're not gonna know like the difference between 20 different types of leather. Leather's leather to them, and like thread's thread. Like you might be able to have a couple different types, but at most like maybe a handful, like 1 or 2 or 3 throughout the whole game. And that would be cool, but like not too many. So I might combine those 2 skills because they're going to be such small skills. Sorry, I knocked the cord out of my headset. Had to plug it back in. Might combine those 2 skills also because I don't really have a lot of page on this room. Like this kind of filled it up, and I don't want to make this any smaller to where the words are smaller. So if I combine these 2 right here, I actually realized I forgot like a pretty important skill this morning. I was like, oh man, I forgot the skinning skill for like skinning animals, which like you kind of definitely want that, like that's probably one of the more important ones to have, getting more resources from animals. So like I'm gonna have to definitely think about that. I need to make this to where you can swap. Like I have it to where you can swap like that, but I didn't do it to the consumables yet. Which is starting to get annoying, having all these different types of food and not being able to swap. So boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we're topped off. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need to lower the consume rate on that. It becomes a little much of a eating game. But yeah, we added ways to get XP. Basically, your crafting menu here gives carpentry XP, unless you're crafting a rope, and then that gives tailoring XP. Because everything in here is kind of like wood. Everything in here gives you cooking XP, except the health potion and stamina potion, which give herblore. And herblore is going to be like my medicine and like alchemy kind of skill. Everything in here gives carpentry XP. Everything in here gives blacksmith XP. That's why I added seconds to it, because you get XP based off of the seconds, which seems like a really good way to do it. So, you know, like I've tested them all, and you can see we got XP and some of the skills here. Some of these we don't have things for, so we can't get XP in some of these. The melee and ranged, you get XP based off of the damage you do. So if I was to equip this sword and swing it, for right now you get XP for just swinging it in the air. I can make it to where it's only during a hit, but for right now I just wanted to test it. Same with the bow. When you shoot it, you get XP in ranged based off of the damage you do. And I'll probably make something pop up on the screen showing, like, you know, XP that you get. So light armor and heavy armor, probably wondering, like, how did you do that? Wasn't easy, I'll tell you that. Let's craft a few armor pieces here. I probably should have done this before the video. The wooden shield is light armor. The heavy shield is heavy armor. So that's how I got light armor XP. Let's craft one more piece here. I'll show you how this works. This is this actually didn't take me too long to do. I did it, just kind of winged it, and it worked. It works pretty well. I'm pretty impressed. So you can calculate the distance by time. If you multiply time and velocity. So like I can get my velocity pretty easily, and I can get my delta seconds pretty easily. So let's equip these. Let's save the game by dropping something, picking it up, and I'll stop the game and go into my master character here and kind of show you real quick the code that it took to do this, which is right here. I'm not sure if this is a good way to do it, having a sequence with 12 pens on it, but it works, and it doesn't seem to lag the game or anything. So we're basically pulling our delta seconds and our velocity, and we're multiplying it, and we're adding it to our, you know, to get our distance traveled. But this is our total distance traveled. If we want to do like quests or something, or I don't know, just have something down the road that needs to have like a total distance traveled. So I made a variable for that. We don't need that though to do this. You can see we pull off of it before we get to the distance traveled. So we're basically, like, every tick we're like calculating how much distance we've traveled, which every tick goes into here, and right now we're just multiplying it by 1. We can multiply it by 2 or 3 if we need more XP, but for right now it seems to give quite a bit. I might need to actually multiply it by 0.5 or something and reduce it. But for right now it checks to see. Oh man, all these got messed up because I added variables. Okay, whatever. I can do that later. I added some pins, so every time you add pins to one of these class defaults, it like kind of blows it up. But basically, it checks even your offhand. It checks your head armor, your chest armor, your hand armor, your leg, your foot, your offhand for like shields. That's why it was detecting the torch as a armor piece. But it checks if it's heavy armor or if it's light armor, and then if it is, it gives you XP based off of the distance that you're traveling while you're wearing it. So each piece that you're wearing is giving you 1 tick. So the more pieces that you wear, the more XP you get in that skill. So like if you're wearing a couple light armor and a couple heavy, you'll get a little bit of each. But if you're wearing all heavy, you'll get a lot of heavy armor XP. So, and it's just based off of like the distance that you're traveling. So if I put this light shield on, which I need to fix that, you can see all those numbers popping up in the top left. And it's not super accurate, it seems like. Like you can see, like I got a 9 there, and I got a 9 again, and then a 5, and then an 8. It's kind of a little wonky. I think I can maybe fine tune it and make it a little bit better. See, I got a 1 there. It's because I'm kind of sprinting. I think I'm out of sprint. So like that's all XP being added, and it's showing you multiple values because I have multiple pieces on. If I had even more pieces on, it'd be like 6 of them popping up at a time. But it is adding, you can see I had, I think, level 1 light armor before we started doing that. It is adding XP to both of those, so that is working. I just need to get the amount of XP from, you know, the distance that you're traveling to be a little bit more uniform, I think. I'm not sure. It might just be like my weird sprint or something that's doing that, but it's working for right now, and it's not like OP or anything. Like you can see, I've been doing it for a while, for the last couple days, and I'm only level 7 heavy armor, and that's with a whole bunch of pieces being equipped. So that's not OP or anything, you know, it kind of trickles it in there. And the light armor, you know, it's the same thing, I guess. So I got all that stuff working, guys. That's quite a bit of stuff, I feel like, for a couple days of working on it. I'm definitely going to have to lower this. This is already kind of annoying me. This is, yeah, if it wasn't, you know, so often, it wouldn't annoy me. It'd be kind of fun, but yeah, this is draining a little too fast. Which if I make this tick a little bit faster, I'm gonna have to reduce the drain by a lot, so we're gonna adjust that stuff. I'm just kind of happy it's working right now, and the math equation I have to make this work, as far as the converting all these into the hunger, actually works pretty well. It feels pretty good too. Basically you can see that you have like 400 value here, like total value. So like if I was full on all these, I would have like 400 stored up, right? And obviously these can all go down to 0. But basically this is 0 to 100, right? So basically I add these up and then I subtract 200 is what I'm doing, which actually gives you a 200 total hunger. It's like you have 200 total hunger. It just only shows 100. But it goes up to 200 in here if these are all full. But as soon as they get down to 200 total, which I might change this a little bit because that seems that's half for everything, right? Then you're starving. So that kind of seems like you're like half full on everything and you're starving. It doesn't seem like it should be right, but you know, maybe I can lower that a little bit. But then that's going to give you like, you know, not 200, but it'll give you 300 of a total. So I don't know if that's going to like make it too much or if that will still work. But we can kind of mess with this a little bit. But for right now, it seems like it kind of works a little bit. It doesn't seem too bad because, you know, you think half on all of these, and yeah, you know, you're starving, but most of the time, you know, your fat is down here and your protein's up here, you know, and it doesn't seem like half on everything. It seems like, oh man, I am starving because I'm out of fats and vitamins, you know, like, but I have protein and carbs, but yeah, you know, like it feels kind of like it should be. So like I'm going to keep playing with it with the rates turned up like it is and kind of see about that feel, and then I'll turn the rates down and make it less of a min-max thing, less like of a thing that's so involved, right? Like something you don't have to do so much. Because I'm not into making games that you have to like just freaking eat like 24/7 and you can't even play the game. I don't even know how much carbs that gives, but none. Awesome. What gives carbs? Nothing gives carbs. I need to go make some more food. This is getting a little something because I added crafting times to this too. So I'm constantly going back here and like, all right, let's make some potatoes. All right, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I am so happy with the progress I made. This is starting to get, like I said, this is starting to feel like a video game now. I am looking more and more excited for the future of the game. Yeah, I hope you guys are getting excited for this too. I'm starting to see a lot of potential, even if like, you know, this looks ugly, even if the HUD is off, like even if, you know, look at this corner right here. Even if little things like that are off, you know, like even if you look at this top corner right here, you know, like everything's off in this game. I haven't adjusted anything. And like, you know, like it's ugly. It's an early access game. But I got a shield poking out my back, you know, like what's up? But we're getting a lot of the functionality working, you know, and that's what we're working on, and it's starting to become a game. Yeah, it's starting to feel pretty fun to look forward to. Alright guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and stay tuned for the next video. See you later.